Hey everyone, Social Solipsist here for another week of 52 and 52, and this week I am taking a look at 10 million as typed out as numbers. It is not the words 10 million, it is the numerals. This is yet another in the style of matching puzzler, similar to Bloodgate that we looked at last week. This has taken a bit of a different take on things, for better or for worse. So let's get into it a little bit. So the first and perhaps most obvious thing is that it is ugly. This game is ugly as sin. And it's one thing to look at the screenshots and say, yeah, it's ugly. I know what I'm getting myself into. It's another to get into the game and see the animations and sort of see what's going on and realize just how ugly it is. Admittedly, the visuals are not the focus, typically the focus of a matching game. I will let that slide. At least that doesn't need to stand on its own merits. But it is darn ugly. What the game is basically a sort of dungeon exploration / runner / RPG all mashed into one, in a sense. You at the top of the screen, you see you're running through a dungeon. You have to do a series of tasks, be it unlocking a chest, unlocking a door, fighting an enemy, so on and so forth. And you've got a certain amount of time to get through a certain level. And you unlock chests to get certain items and things like that that help you get through quicker, or so on and so forth. And there's also stone and wood on the field. All of the above help you to go back when you go back to the overworld, open up some special rooms, get special skills, and improve your score, with the intention to being that with every successive time you go in, you get closer with your new skills to getting a score of 10 million, at which point you presumably win the game. Unfortunately, much in the same way as Bloodgate, this has a problem of time. It is not an active time battle like Bloodgate. However, there is a constant timer running. Any enemy that you do not deal with quickly hits you, taking away from your time, lessening your ability to explore, and so on and so forth. It doesn't really punish you long term for that sort of thing. Once your time is out, you go back to the overworld and start again, buy new skills and whatever. But it doesn't really lend itself to a lot of fun gameplay. I do have some personal issues with the way they've laid out the puzzle itself. I am not real fond of matching puzzlers that use the sliding system, where you slide an entire row or column. I know some people have particularly like that and dislike others, but for me, I just don't like that. That's a personal preference, though. It doesn't really fall one way or another as a mark for or against the game. But all in all, I'm not having a huge amount of fun with it. It's not terrible. I got it for pennies, I'm sure, in one of the recent Humble bundles. I looked at it previously before that, saw it was in the bundle, and just said, yeah, I'll play it at the same time as whatever else I bought in that bundle. So I can hardly say I'm disappointed. But I do wish it was better than it is, I guess. Not a whole lot to say there. I'm always on the hunt for good puzzlers that do new and innovative things and make for an interesting time. And unfortunately, I think this one took a few wrong turns down some wrong alleys and got hit in the face and got kind of ugly and woozy and doesn't know what to do with itself. That's a terrible analogy, but it does sort of sum up how I feel about the game. I'm not going to say that I won't go back to this at any point. I might give it another shot. It might be one of those things that I drop into for 5 minutes at a time just to remind myself that I don't like it, or some such thing, or just to have a tiny bit of fun with it. But yeah, not something I'm going to sit here and play an hour of. I think in total I sat and played maybe a half an hour of it, and that was not so much fun by the end. But I could probably do 5 or 10 minutes at a time. Anyway, yeah, that was 10 million. Probably don't buy it unless it's free or pennies, or the gameplay really appeals to you. I feel like the footage shows you pretty much everything you're going to get out of the game, so make your call based on that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.